Hello and welcome to Only Connect. Last week we were talking about great beach movies. Point Break, Whiskey Galore, Weekend at Bernie's. My favourite is Castaway, where Tom Hanks is stranded for years on a desert island with no human company, his only friend a face he's painted on a volleyball. It's hard to imagine such lonely isolation. Let's meet the teams. On my right, Brian Shaw, a postgraduate student who saluted the King of Sweden at a scout jamboree. Thomas de Bock, a native Belgian who lived in Kuala Lumpur for 3 years. And their captain, Stanley Wang, an amateur pianist who bumped into Emma Thompson on his way to hand in his dissertation. United by a fever for Formula One, they are the Motorheads. What made you apply for Only Connect?
Well, I met my fellow teammates at various university quiz events and we found a mutual interest in watching motorsports, so we thought that Only Connect was the natural progression.
You are facing tonight on my left Charlotte Jackson, an epidemiologist who has appeared on Kuwaiti television. Emma Harris, a mature student who has lived in 12 different towns. And their captain, Rebecca Shaw, a freelance translator who has read a book a week for the past 2 years. All Doctor Who fans, they are the Time Ladies. So you're all very well travelled and you're all Doctor Who fans. Are you pleased to find yourselves in Cardiff?
Yes, very pleased to be here. Almost as happy as we were when we found out the next Doctor Who was going to be a woman.
I'm going to have to watch that show one day. I really am. Time Ladies, welcome to the show. You won the toss. You'll be going first. So please choose an Egyptian hieroglyph.
Water, please.
OK, the water question. It's the music question right from the beginning. We'll sing you a little welcome. What is the connection between the clues you're going to hear? First one coming in now.
Sounds like lift music. Okay. Next, please.
Atmosphere.
Okay.
It's called Atmosphere, yeah.
Okay, next, please.
It's Maxi Priest, Black Sabbath, so it's...
religious.
Yeah.
We think the artists' names are religious positions in some way.
Coming in after 3 clues, you get 2 points. An unusual early buzz in the music question. Very well done. What did we hear?
Atmosphere by Russ Abbott. Maxi Priest, Close to You.
That's right. And you didn't know the first one?
No.
That was Thelonious Monk.
Oh,
And you didn't need to hear
Right.
Deacon Blue, which would have been the last clue.
Okay.
Very well done. You're off the blocks with 2 points. Over to you, Motorheads, for a choice.
Can we have Lion, please?
Lion. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Pieces. Just I don't know. It's just so should we have another one? Yeah. Next, please. Well, they have to be. Would have to be members of it.
Yeah, like the Monopoly pink pieces.
Yeah. Should we go? Yeah. Oh, we did. Is there something about what they wear? Next, please.
I think contestants on Mastermind. Oh.
Special.
It's not that there's 4 of them.
Should we go with the last one? Yeah. Next, please.
Balls of cricket. Oh no.
3 seconds.
They all have to wear something.
Not it, I'm afraid. So there's a chance for a possible bonus point for you, Time Ladies.
The number of these things has recently been increased?
Not a bad guess, but it doesn't apply to all the clues. What do you call Monopoly playing pieces? You don't call them playing pieces, you call them tokens. Oh. Spectators at the US Masters are not called spectators, they're called patrons. On Mastermind, they're not contestants, they're contenders, and cricket has laws, not rules. Oh. This is all incorrect terminology. These are all phrases where if we use them in the normal run of play on this show, we'd get hundreds and hundreds of emails saying, not contestants, you'll actually find they're contenders. Do you know what we call the contestants on this show? I wouldn't say that. Family viewers. Family viewers. Time Ladies, what would you like?
Eye of Horus, please.
The Eye of Horus. OK, what is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
You get penalised.
Get an extension.
Yeah. You take another one.
Yeah.
Next, please.
vacuum.
It's not if you take the letters out. No. A-G-N.
Oh.
No, I don't think so.
No, you're
It's
right.
not. It's not translated.
Miss was an assignment. No, I take not.
Next, please.
3 seconds.
Next, please.
Oh, you're out of time. So a bonus chance for you now, Motorheads. Do you know what it is?
Oh, if you add ION to the first word, you get the last word.
That's what it is. I think you notice it is to do with the words. It's adding I-O-N. Miss becomes mission, an assignment. Onion, a vegetable. Not becomes notion, and million. Or bill, an even larger number. It could have been well spotted, adding I-O-N. So you get a bonus point, Motorheads, and your own question. Which would you like?
Can we have 2 reads, please?
Yes, you can. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Yeah, you did, but it's too late. We get another one. Yeah. Next, please.
So it must be the song that's in
They were in something, yeah.
Yeah.
film that's in the song.
Yeah. I don't know which one.
Like Christmas, something like that, for example.
Yeah, something like that. Should we go with?
Yeah, let's get next.
Next, please.
Yeah,
It's a song.
Should we go with the last one?
I think we
Yeah.
use the last one.
Next, please.
the Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Mona Lisa.
Is the right answer. Did you only recognise the last clue?
Well, I was thinking Lisa Gherardini was the actual name of the model.
That's right. Some people call her La Gioconda, but Lisa Gherardini, the model. Bob Hoskins, there was a film, Mona Lisa, and Nat King Cole, of course, the song Mona Lisa. That's the connection. How much do you think the Mona Lisa would be worth if it was on the market today?
Hundreds of millions.
They think about $700 million. I think if I had $700 million, I wouldn't spend it on the Mona Lisa. Is that terrible?
You would, to be honest.
It would take a lot of upkeep, I'd assume.
You would think,
Yeah.
I suppose you could just varnish it, couldn't you? Time, ladies, what would you like?
Twisted flax, please.
The twisted flax. These are going to be picture clues. Something connects them. What is it? First one coming in now.
Pizza. Pizza.
Next, please.
Named after Italian statespeople.
You should take another one. Do you want to guess it?
Should we try and guess?
What are they, statespeople, or are they like, just famous?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good
Italians?
point.
Or is
Okay,
it-
we can.
Next, please.
Oh, there's a Caesar salad. So
So named after
yes, yes.
Italians or statesmen? Yeah. These are all, so far, foods named after Italians.
Do you know, I'm going to take it because that's even tighter than the connection we had. If we have a look at the last clue, it's actually beef Wellington, named in honour of the Duke of Wellington, not an Italian, but funnily enough, we're looking at the Margherita pizza, which honours Queen Margherita, the Garibaldi biscuit, I'm sure you knew, and that third one, Caesar salad, is not Caesar the Emperor, but Caesar Cardini, who was somebody who ran a restaurant. But he was a sort of Italian-Mexican fellow. So at the point when you came in, all the people those foodstuffs are named after or named in honour of are Italian or partly Italian. So I'll give it to you, even though the Duke of Wellington, actually, as far as I know, was not Italian. But very well done. Well gambled. Motorheads, you're going to get the last question of the round, the Horned Viper. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Yeah. Should we go? Next, please.
There's also in the Wu-Tang Clan called Ghostface Killer.
Or is it, I don't know, Insane Clown Posse, maybe? Yeah, like just black and white face. Wait, no,
Well, no,
not
Ghostface Killer is a Wu-Tang Clan.
Okay, yeah.
Should we go
Ghostface
with
Killer.
another one?
It's
Yeah.
not Chiller.
Yeah.
Next, please.
Bug Droid. Ghostface Killer. Yeah, we
Yeah.
can pick that up.
Next, please.
Larry the Bear.
Mascots of internet.
yeah.
2 seconds.
They are mascots of internet companies.
That were just technology company mascots. That's absolutely right. What are the companies?
So Larry the Bird is Twitter. Ghostface Chiller, I think, is that Snapchat?
It is Snapchat, that's right.
Bug Droid, is that Reddit?
No, it's Android, and
Android.
Snoo
Android, yeah.
is Reddit.
Okay.
Yes, that's a sort of alien called Snoo that's the mascot of Reddit. Well done. And that means at the end of round 1, Motorheads have 3 points and Time Ladies have 4. Round 2, the sequences round. This time the teams may see up to 3 clues because I want to know what comes forth. Time Ladies, you'll be going first again. Which question would you like?
Horn Viper, please.
The Horn Viper. OK, you'll be seeing the first in a series of picture clues. What kind of thing would you expect to see in the 4th picture? Here's the first.
It's Augustus.
Okay.
I think it's Augustus.
Next, please.
There's a sun, sea, something. Some sort of appeal.
Fancy.
I don't
You'd like to see the next one.
Next, please.
A callus or a corn or a corn. No, it's yeah, you're right, it's a corn. Corn. This is some sort of August. Is it a poem?
I don't know. Any ideas?
Not really.
Wheat.
Nice guess, but that is not the answer. So Motorheads, another chance for a bonus point.
We're going to go with a picture of a microphone.
That would be an acceptable answer. We've actually got a picture of the musician Mike Oldfield. But why?
It's
There's
the order that characters disappear in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You've got Augustus and Violet and Veruca.
Your problem is it's not a corn at picture 3,
That's
it's
a Veruca.
Veruca.
Yeah.
As in Veruca Salt. Who are the other children in that story?
Augustus Gloop and Violet Beauregard.
Exactly right.
4th one, Mike TV.
Mike TV. Do you know what his original name was? It was changed to Mike TV.
No idea.
He was originally going to be called Herpes Trout. Funny enough, it was the name I used on Tinder. I had no takers. Augustus, Violet, Veruca, and I need to hear Mike, the children that are dispensed with in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So well done, you get a bonus point. And what would you like as your own question?
Can we have water, please?
Yes, you can. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
5. We need another one, yeah.
Yeah.
Next, please.
Give it 4%. Give it 4%. No, if you add 96, because room 101, give it 100%. So you have to.
90, yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Wait.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
100,
Yeah,
98.
5, 4, 3, 2.
2 plus
92.
96.
Wait, no, we want. Yeah, something that's.
What's work up to 98 plus France?
France,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, France 1902. France 19. France 98.
France 2.
Very interesting. You give the answer France 2.
Yes. We think that it's if you add 96 to all of these numbers, you'll get another, famous phrase or title. So we went for the France 98 World Cup.
My goodness, I think this is an answer that I'm going to have to take, even though it's not what I was expecting. And I would say both teams, when your time in this tournament is up, we'll take you on as question writers, because that was lovely, all Italians. And I think you've done some decent maths. You're thinking it's the numbers 5, 4, 3 and 2, and you add 96 each time.
Yeah.
So you want a phrase that you add 96 to 2. You've come up with France 98, which is a valid competition. I'm going to give it to you. I'll tell you what it was supposed to be. The clue you didn't see was turn the volume up to 3. So room 5, give it 4%, turn the volume up to 3. It was as though these numbers were being misread as binary.
Yeah.
Because room 101 in binary is 5. Give it 4%, give it 100%, turn the volume up to 3 or 11 for 11. We wanted, for example, starter for 2, because that would be starter for 10. It was binary misreadings. But I think you've done enough work to convince me that yours was a sequence as well.
Thank you.
So very well done. Maybe we won't bother asking any of the other questions and the teams can just fire questions at each other and in the end I'll say who's the winner. Back to you, time ladies, to choose a question.
Lion, please.
Lion. OK, what would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Simultaneous. Sometimes have the track.
Next, please.
Should we just guess?
Yeah,
It's a sequence.
Yeah,
It's a
go on.
sequence.
No,
Oh, no, it's a sequence, yes.
A
It's gotta
sequence,
be.
okay.
Okay, so...
It's
Yeah.
Next, please.
Okay.
Men's and women's, maybe.
Yes. In what the
2 seconds.
400 metres and 100 metres.
Not the answer, I'm afraid. Motorheads, do you want to have a go?
We're going to say 800 metres and 800 metres.
That's not it either, though you're closer. What do you think the sequence is?
We think these are the last 4 events in the decathlon and the heptathlon.
Indeed they are. Unfortunately for you, the last event in the decathlon is the 1,500 metres. So it would be 1,500 and 800. It's the closing 4 events in first the decathlon and then the heptathlon. So no bonus for you, but you may have a question. What would you like?
2 reads, please.
2 reads. OK. And what would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Space keep challenge. Should be all right. There's plenty here. Next, please.
Something is generally agreed to be the sixth sense. Is there a word that generally is agreed to be the sixth sense?
Like, what's it called? ESP.
ESPN, ESP.
So SP. So ES and then E.
Just E. So is that wrong? Yeah, like ecstasy.
Or Euler's number. Euler's number.
And why would that be?
We think it's going ESPN to ESP to ES, and then we're looking for something that's just symbolised by E.
An acceptable answer. There is the full sequence. A US-based cable channel, ESPN, Sixth Sense, ESP, Spain, known as ES, and something that is represented by the letter E. We went with energy. So very well done. Time, ladies, what would you like?
Eye of Horus, please.
The Eye of Horus. OK, what would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next, please.
Aberdeen, Dundee, Aberdeen.
Scottish cities going up in size. So, Dundee going Aberdeen.
Would have to be.
Edinburgh as well. Is it Glasgow?
I think it's big. I think Glasgow's bigger than Edinburgh.
Should we try first? Glasgow Kiss.
Try that?
Yeah, go.
First blank kiss.
That's absolutely right. And coming in off 2 clues, you get 3 points. First, something kiss. Very well done. What's the sequence?
I think this is, you can fill in the blanks with Scottish cities, presumably like the 4th largest in ascending order. So you've got Dundee Cake, Aberdeen Angus, Edinburgh Festival and Glasgow Kiss.
That's absolutely right. Scottish cities by population, the biggest is Glasgow. Very well done. Motorheads, you can have the last question of the round. It's the Twisted Flax. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
George Martin. Martin, yeah. Should we go with the next one?
Yeah, I think so.
Next, please.
Said cars.
It could just be double initials, but
Because it's not going to be then SSTTUU.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Should we go with another
Yeah.
one? Yeah. Next, please.
well, let's please founder.
JW. Where was from JW?
JW.
I'm sure his name is JW.
I don't know.
Present.
2 seconds.
Tuberculosis.
Why would that be?
Because it can be abbreviated to TB.
I see. On this occasion, you have failed to persuade me that you've got an alternative sequence. Time, ladies, do you know?
Someone who's known by a single initial.
You're closer. You're closer. Now, George R.R. Martin, he was born George Raymond Martin, but he took the name Richard at his confirmation, his Catholic confirmation, so his 4th name is Martin. The creator of Z-Cast is Troy Kennedy Martin. His 3rd name is Martin. The founder of Wetherspoons is Tim Martin. People read about him because he's a big Brexit advocate, so he's been in the news a bit for that. So we wanted simply somebody whose first name is Martin. For example, the director of Taxi Driver, Martin Scorsese. Someone called Martin, that's all we needed. That means at the end of round 2, the Time ladies have 7 points, the Motorheads have 10. Time now for the connecting wall, and Motorheads, it'll be your turn to go first. So please choose lion or water.
Lion, please.
OK, you have 2.5 minutes to solve the lion wall, starting now.
Okay, that's a fountain pen, marker
Ballpoint.
pen, ballpoint pen, match pen. is
Eraser
that-
pen.
Eraser pen. Do you want to try
Yeah.
a few of those first? Okay, so missile fountain.
That thing's on the rubber as well, I think.
Rollerball's a 70s film. Godfather is as well.
Okay,
So there's more pens.
Misery's a 70s film. So Misery, Rollerball, Godfather.
Godfather, and
From those. God, I think it's a film.
okay.
Things that made of rubber.
Yeah, tower,
Yeah,
A water bottle.
a water bottle, condom, and what else?
What else?
Squash ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So must be those 5.
There we go.
Okay, we've got boiling point, bullet point.
Yeah, match point.
Match point.
Fountain.
Decimal point.
Decimal point. Right. Okay. So we've got the pens,
Right.
marker, fountain, ballpoint.
3 lives now.
And then we've got the 70s films, right? So
Yeah.
would rollerball be one?
Yeah, Rollerball is a film. Dip that's probably
Depend.
Depend. I don't.
We think marker and ballpoint are going to be.
Yeah. Fountain.
Fountain.
Probably.
Rollerball, that is type pen, isn't it?
Is that a pen?
Rollerball is a film.
Should we try dip? Or
Yeah, I'll try Dip.
That's it, you've solved them all. Very well done. So that's 4 points immediately. And what about the connections? Tell me about that first blue group starting condom.
We think these are things that are made of rubber.
Condom, hot water bottle, squash ball, tyre, made of rubber. And what about the green group? Match, bullet, boiling, decimal.
They can all be followed by point.
All points. And the next one, fountain, ballpoint, marker, dip.
They're all types of pen.
That's right. Now, dip pen, as you suspected, it's a pen that doesn't have its own reservoir, so you have to dip it in ink.
Okay.
That's a dip pen. And the last one, The Godfather, rollerball, eraser, misery.
They are films from the 1970s.
I need to hear something specific.
James Caan is in Misery. Is he in?
Okay,
James
yeah,
Caan is in the
James
Godfather,
Caan
Go with it.
films?
They are films featuring James
Well
Caan.
done.
That is
Nice.
absolutely right. So you also get points for the connections and the bonus. That's a total of 10 points. Let's bring in the time ladies now, give them the other connecting wall, the water wall, and see how they get on with solving it. You've got 2.5 minutes to solve the water wall, starting now.
Okay. What have we got? Lots.
Early adopter, early bird.
Yeah. Early riser. Early retirement. Okay.
Police
We've got
doors,
the,
bands,
well,
wanted.
we've got the wanted, the police, the doors, and the cure.
The Clash.
Oh, yeah, there
Okay,
is
I'll
also
go
the
through
Clash,
them.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. You have a look at what else we've got. No. Okay. We must have potentially have something else.
Because I think everything wanted is poster. It's not
The
the
Wanted,
wanted,
yeah.
but yeah.
Wanted poster.
Hackers is a film with Angelina Jolie.
Oh, so is
Yeah.
Salt.
Oh, yes. Changeling is.
Changeling, and
Wanted maybe?
excellent.
Yes.
Okay.
3 lives now.
So we've got the police, the doors, the cure,
And
and
I
the
think
Clash.
The Clash.
But I'm sure
yeah.
we've tried that.
I think there was the band as well.
Okay.
Wasn't there?
So then, if we're looking at these, what have we got? Culture, no, not culture clash.
Well, that's something you can do to food. You need to preserve it. So you
Oh,
can
yes.
pickle, you can
And
can
cure.
freeze.
Can,
Okay,
cure,
yeah.
and then
Cure, can, pickle, freeze. Are we happy? And then they're the
Yeah, they're
bands.
the people.
You've solved the wall. Very well done. You made easy work of that. What about the connections? Tell me about the first blue group, retirement, adopter, and so on.
These can all be prefaced with early.
They can. Early retirement, early adopter, early bird, early riser. What about the green group, starting wanted?
Films starring Angelina Jolie.
That's absolutely right. Wanted, hackers, salt, changeling. And the next group, cure, can, freeze, pickle.
Always you can preserve food.
Always you can preserve food. And the turquoise group, police, doors, band, clash.
They are music groups, so it's the something.
That's right, add a the. Yes, the band, I think you realise, late on, formed in 1968, performed Ophelia, if anybody knows that track.
Okay.
So that's all the connections, all the groups, and the bonus. It's a maximum of 10. Very well done. Let's have a look at the overall scores. The Time Ladies have 17 points, the Motorheads have 20. So it's pretty close as we go into round 4. And of course, nobody's going home. We're just playing for the immediate pass into round 2. That will be decided by missing vowel. Fingers on buzzers, teams. Be careful, because if you get anything wrong, I will take points away. I can tell you that the first group are all novels with fruit in the title. Time Time, ladies.
The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn.
Not it, I'm afraid. Motorheads, do you know?
Adventures of Huckleberry Finn.
That's it. You need a TH for the, I'm afraid. Next clue. Time, ladies.
The Grapes of Wrath.
Correct. Time, ladies.
Oranges are not the only fruit.
Well done. Motorheads.
James and the Giant Peach.
Correct. Next category, fictional mask wearers. Time, ladies.
The Lone Ranger.
Correct. Time, ladies.
The Phantom of the Opera.
Correct. Time, ladies.
Harlequin.
Good quizzing. Motorheads.
Darth Vader.
Yes, it is. Next category, real-life mask wearers. Motorheads.
Surgeon.
Well done. Time, ladies.
Mexican wrestler.
Yes, it is. Time, ladies.
Slipknot.
Yes. Don't know this one. It's ice hockey goaltender. Next category, Christmas carols. Time, ladies.
Away in the Manger.
Correct. Don't know this one. It's I saw 3 ships, but I see 2 scores, and the Time ladies finish on 24. The Motorheads finish on 24. It's a tie break. Very unusual this early. So the rules here, it is captains only. There will be one phrase. I'm not going to tell you any connections. You just buzz in. If you get it wrong, you immediately forfeit the quiz to the other team. You get it right, you're immediately through. Good luck, captains. Fingers on buzzers. Your tie-break phrase is coming up now. Time, ladies.
More by luck than judgment.
Is the right answer. Very well done, Rebecca. You are taking your team straight through to round 2. Very well played. But don't worry, Motorheads, you're not going home. You'll be playing again. Very good quizzing from you tonight, and we'll see you later in the series. What an exciting night. Thank you for watching. Before we go, I just need to say I've had a few inquiries in since my comments last week about our mysterious second question editor, David McGahey. The one that looks exactly like our main question editor, Mr. Whaley Cohen, albeit with ginger hair and a giant Stetson hat. Viewers have been asking, how is it possible for 2 men to share a job that's traditionally done by one person? Well, the answer is, of course, they're never both here at the same time. We just don't need that. If one of them can't be here, the other one covers. For example, the other day, Mr. Whaley Cohen was called away when he won the inaugural Nobel Prize for Trivia, which he assures us is still very hush-hush. Luckily, no sooner had he left the building than David McGahey rushed in to take over the reins in such a breathless fluster that he appeared to have accidentally shaved off one of his ginger sideburns. They're quite a team. Goodbye.